What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $341 out of the first hour of trading today. I actually ended the day like positive $16. I gave it all back. I was actually down like $1,200, and a news play got me break even. And once I got to basically break even on the day, I was just happy to throw in the towel on this stupid red day in the market. So coming away with $16 was pretty good at the end of the day. But like I said, over 340 bucks in the first hour, and I probably should have just walked away after all that. But let's get into the trades. So this first trade, you can kind of see the setup right here that I'm looking at. On the daily chart, you have candle over candle on the daily. You also have, everybody's looking at that high from 2 days ago and thinking, if BSPM can get over that high, it's going to rip. And probably on any other day it would have, but today was just, and this past week has just been terrible for the market. So a lot of pullback is going on. So anyway, I didn't want to play anything out of the gate today. This is like, I don't know, 9-10 minutes into the market open in BSPM. I let it go high day or whatever and pull back, and I was going to play the pullback. So what you see here on the 1 minute chart right in the middle of the screen, you've got the pop, and then you got those three red candles, which is the pullback. And in my book, whenever the pullback happens, I'm willing to play the first 1 minute candle to make a candle over candle, break the high of the previous 1 minute candle, as long as the price stays around the VWAP. If this thing sold off, pulled back all the way down to 350, I don't really care. I'm not going to play the 1 minute candle over candle at that point. It's just a weak move. So I'm trying to go, in that case, I'd be going long on a weak move, and I just don't want to do that. In this case, though, it stayed around the 1 minute, or I'm sorry, it stayed around the VWAP, which I'm willing to play here. So you'll see as soon as this green candle starts to creep up towards the high of the previous 1 minute candle, I buy, get in early, it pops up, and I should have scalped. But the daily chart looks so good, and BSPM is a former writer, and I've played it a lot, familiar with the stock. I was really hopeful it would just start ripping, so I didn't sell it right away like I should have. Lucky enough, I did get an exit on it, and I was profitable. All right, I'm in 405.
So you see that first candle make a new high.
But no follow through.
VIAV is a little
Shares of
outside my
Micron
price
Technology
range. I do see it.
moving a bit lower.
All right, I'm out 409.
Circulating and
So my next play again is BSPM. This time I'm just looking for follow through on this. This is just a candle over candle play. You can kind of see it in the screenshot here that we're sitting at 415. The high of the previous candle was 415. I'm thinking about, and there's a wall of shares on the ask at 415. My whole thought process is if that 415 can fall and traders jump into it, it's got enough momentum to go high of day. And what happens is I do get in, I get a good entry like I wanted. It pops up and it comes right back down really hard. So there's not a lot of big push to get this thing moving up quickly. It was just feeling very sluggish. This is only a 2 million share float. If 160,000 shares of volume come pouring into this thing, it should pop up pretty darn quick. But it just wasn't doing that today. It just didn't feel like itself. And it's because the market was in the gutter the whole day. So lucky enough, it popped up, it dropped on me. I was upset. I was looking to get rid of it, and I was looking for maybe one more relief move to get me a decent exit. But that second surge of volume came in and pushed this thing up. So I was able to get a good exit out of it. But it definitely was a warning to me that this thing is not acting properly today.
Watching BSPM here.
I'm long 419 BSPM.
So I hesitated on that. I thought I was seeing a hidden seller at 15 because I saw
No
buying
follow
coming
through.
through, but I
I'm
didn't
gonna dump it
see
soon.
the seller. It didn't look like he was getting knocked down, and then all of a sudden it was at 418, and I felt like if I bought there, I'd be buying too high. So let's see what it does. The high of the last, so ah, there it goes, 38.
Got lucky. I'm out 435.
But you know what? It's good that it's got strength because I can get in on a pullback.
So OHGI, this one was one that I played yesterday and did well on it. And this one, Ross from Warrior Trading, a link for them is in the description down in this video if you're watching it on YouTube. Ross in Warrior Trading mentioned it, and I had forgotten that it was on my watch list. So when he mentioned it, I wanted to take a look at it, see what it was, because I thought it was definitely in play today, especially how it closed yesterday. And what I like to do in this scenario is I like to play the breakout or the candle over candle on the daily chart. I did it yesterday. You got me like 10 or 12 cent winner, and I wanted to do it today. And right when he mentioned it is right when it was approaching that high of day and the breakout over yesterday's high. Uh, I like to do that when the chart looks good. In this case, the chart looks very good. So, and also two things: traders tend to play the same stock over and over again that they have success on. So this is one that I had success on yesterday, so I'm willing to do it again today. So you'll see when he mentions it, I'm like, oh yeah, mentally I'm like, oh yeah, I need to go look at this, and I take a look at it, I like it, and I jump into it pretty much right when I see it's about to go candle over candle on the daily chart again. So that was my entry. I did not see that big seller at 250. Um, Otherwise, I've probably been a little bit more hesitant to jump in right away because it was already up like 15 cents extended. But anyway, I jump in. Volume does come in as it goes candle over candle in the daily chart, on the good looking daily chart. I should say it's not just any old candle over candle. It's actually a kind of a bullish flagging pattern there. So, or a curl anyway. So I jump in. I'm looking for that 250 break. I don't know why I didn't scalp it immediately after it cracked 250. I really should. In this kind of market, it's all about scalping. It's not. We haven't had a runner in forever, so I should have scalped it. Popped up, couldn't hold. Obviously, it came down, and I ended up getting about 3 or 4 cents out of it. This is almost somewhere I'd put a buy at the VWAP.
OHGI, yeah, I mean, that's an interesting daily setup.
Watching OHGI as well.
Annoying share flow.
I'm long 245.
Yeah, I'm long OHGI at 250.
I'm out 247, I think. So I came back to BSPM on this trade. This one was a candle over candle on the 1 minute play. As you can kind of see, we're making stair steps up, right? You get this initial pop, you get a pullback, and then you get the next stair step up, and then you get the pullback, and then as long as that pullback stays above the VWAP, it's in play for me, especially a stock like BSPM, which now on the daily chart, you're over that high from 2 days ago, and you're kind of into breakout territory. Like I said, if it was any other day, this stock would be ripping. But this thing was just sluggish today. It didn't act like itself. But normally, I would jump in immediately. Like right now, the price is going candle over candle. You see it right here, but I hesitate. The reason why I hesitate is because the bid isn't catching up. So you've got 415 on the bid and only 300 shares showing, and then you have 419 on the ask, and then you get about 500 shares that you can see there, and you got another 1,500 shares behind that, and then you got at 422 you've got at least roughly 7,000 shares right there. So there's a lot on the ask. It's top heavy, and I didn't jump into it immediately because of that. But once I saw the volume start hitting this thing, I jumped in. I got a bad fill because I chased it a little bit, and I end up having to sell this for a loss because there's just no follow through. And the thing about your losses, I'm okay with taking losses. I'll take a lot of shots. And you have to as a trader. You have to take the shots. You're not going to make money unless you take the shots. But as long as you have a well-defined plan, more times than not, it'll work in your favor. And normally this play would work out perfectly. But the market conditions today just it was hard to find any stocks that really did well today. So this is one example where it just didn't work out, and I'm okay with the loser I got on it, and it didn't end up going later on. But it didn't work. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I'm not going to hold and hope. That's not a strategy. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do. I got to cut it loose and move on.
Out of OHGI 42, not. I don't think it's worth holding.
I got filled 424. I'm getting out 420. I got the pop, but it didn't really run, so -4 on me. So my next play was RCON. This was the news play. I read the news. This wasn't on a squawk or anything. I read the news, came over the ticker, and it just says being positively mentioned on message boards. So what happens is I see volume starting to come in, and I get the gun loaded, so to speak. And as soon as I see a volume spike, I jump in, and I'm thinking, okay, this thing's going to move. It hasn't come across a squawks yet, so I'm anticipating that the news cycle is going to pick this up, and it doesn't. So I like the chart. The 1 minute chart's like an ascending triangle with a flat top, and the lows keep getting higher and higher, and it's about to break out, and it just doesn't. So I end up getting rid of it. It doesn't break out like I thought, and then right here, the ask was way bigger than the bid, and I thought it was going to get flushed out, so I just cut it loose, moved on. And that's how I ended the first hour of trading. I was up $341. I was up about $450 at one point, gave back a little bit, trying to take some shots. But like I said, being any kind of green on a day like today is, a big win. You should pat yourself on the back if you ended today green. I mean, we haven't had a negative 650 day on the Dow in a very long time. So the market was definitely a bloodbath. So again, if you were green on the week, on the day, it really is an accomplishment. You should be proud of that. So anyway, that's the video. If you guys have any questions on my trading style, feel free to ask. You can come into my free Discord chat. The link for this is down in the description down below. I'm there to help out new traders as well as just make calls on what I see during market hours. I'm there to answer questions. I'm there to help people out. That's why I created the chat room. We're also looking for more experienced traders as well to help make calls, call out what they see in the market at any given time, and we're always welcoming of those kinds of traders. So I will see you guys in the next video.